Alright, next up we're going to do some real wood binding on that expensive quilted top guitar. So I finally got this quilt top on a piece of white limba Corinna, and we're going to do some faux binding, some real wood binding. And so today we're going to start with some high grade masking tape. You cannot just go out and buy the cheap quality stuff, the painter's grade tape. You've got to really buy high quality masking tape for this to work. Once you start painting, and if that paint bleeds in, you'll seal the grain and then you won't be able to get the stain to look right. So over the years I've learned to buy high quality masking tape versus some of the stuff that you could buy at Lowe's or Home Depot that's like 99 cents a roll. You got to buy the more expensive stuff, frog tape or a brand like that. I actually can't remember where I got this stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and take about 20 minutes in total and put this masking tape all over the top to mask the bottom and the top. So we'll use the tape to mask off just where I'm going to put the binding. So make sure it's clean and that it adheses properly to the wood. So right there, just use my thumb, make sure all the dust is gone from sanding. And you want to make sure that this is tight and on the body. You don't want any gaps. And so then for the top, I'll do the same thing and just slowly turn the tape as I'm pressing it down. And what's best to do is to actually tape and move, tape and move, tape and move, and then go back with pieces and make some adjustments if you need to. The more continuous piece of tape you have, the less run-in that you'll have. So you can use multiple pieces of tape on the corners. Make sure you just push it down that it looks right. So here as I make that turn, making sure that it's nice and tight on the body. And again, this is high quality tape. And before I start painting, I'll make sure that this is on the body properly. So then next up, we're going to get some sanding sealer here. And I've got it in a separate dish. And we're slowly just going to apply the sanding sealer first coat by dipping in and brushing it on. So we'll take the time to actually go around the full body slowly, make sure it soaks in on that first coat, and really get it to look right. The trick here is to go slow and get it to sit not too much on the tape, but actually where you need it. If you get fat fingers and apply too much on the tape, it'll stick later. But you just want to go back and forth and go across the whole body and paint on the wood exposed piece, more so than the tape piece, obviously. But just keeping it off the paint is just better overall, and it's easier to pull off the tape later or keep that tape fresh. You just get less running. So we'll go ahead and apply the sanding sealer to the whole body where all the wood is exposed for the faux binding. We'll just go back and forth around the whole body here. And in total, I'm actually going to put 3 coats on. So we'll put the first coat on and let it dry 24 hours. And then we'll come back, put another coat, and we'll let that dry another 24 hours. And then we'll apply a third coat. That way I get a really nice thick buildup before I pull the tape off. So this is a water-based sanding sealer, and we're going to use Angelus alcohol-based dyes. And that way you don't get any of the bleeding into each other. If you use alcohol-based and a lacquer-based sanding sealer, you'll get a mess. But when I go back and forth with the different types of dyes, you always want to use the opposite of what you're doing. So we'll pull off the tape here then, and we'll go slowly. And then any spots that don't look right, I've got a razor blade, and I'm just going to clean them up. Just do a little bit of scraping anything that doesn't look right or seeped in a little bit, I'll just get the razor blade and just scrape it off. So a couple spots there was some tape residue, and you want to make sure that you're pulling the tape off slowly so you're not actually peeling the sanding sealer off. But you just go slowly so you get that nice line. You're actually going to see the wood binding, faux binding, whatever you want to call it. So use that razor blade to make sure that any of the adhesive is gone and any of the places that ran in are sort of scraped clean. And then in the end you'll get this really nice hard line between the raw wood top and the raw back. So this took all about maybe a half hour, 40 minutes to set up and do right, but now I've got a nice hard line, and one of the next videos I'll do is do a stain on this top and get it to pop and show you what a nice quilted top looks like. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next vid.